Peep game, y'all. I done got word that them PPP loan fraud officers, them niggas is already out on the hunt. So, when Biden came out with his announcement that they was gonna extend the time period, from, now to 10 years or whatever, as far as the federal loan investigation and stuff like that, PPP loans and SBAs and stuff like that. I'm thinking it's gonna be some time, for them to actually start coming out and really pressing people, 6 months to at least a year, to get their stuff together. So I'm chopping game with my partner the other day, and he like, yeah, bro, so-and-so and them just got they dope kicked in over them PPP loans. And I was like, damn, boy, for real? He was like, yeah, man, shit, they done damn near hit their ass for a meal ticket. And I was like, man. So people think that, well, especially the people that where I'm from Louisiana, by the way, they think that I done went and looked on the list or whatever to see that they done got the PPP loan and all this different stuff. I ain't did none of that, so I'd be really surprised when I find out people who actually got it, and I look at them and see like, where all the money at? You feel what I'm saying? And so with that being said, note this: a lot of people that got these loans, or signed up for these loans to get these X amounts of money, a lot of this money that they didn't get, some of it they got, and a lot of it that they didn't get too, because when that money was coming through, especially through the banks, they was flagging them that money coming through, because they was flagging it as being fraud. So a lot of that money is still being flagged and held under fraud under those person names or whoever the account is up under, or business account, or whatever it may be. That's still being held right there for investigation. So a lot of that money them people didn't get. And cause I'm looking, I'm like, nigga, you got 70K. How in the hell, how you living like this? How you, it just ain't adding up. You feel what I'm saying? So people be coming at me like, oh, you hating, why you talking about me? But hit dogs gonna holler. You feel what I'm saying? When I get to talking about certain situations, but I don't be specifically talking about nobody. I get to talking to my my mama and them, and she like, yeah, your sister and them, she say she had got a knock at the door yesterday, and she came, and it's police at the front, on the side, on the back, at all the windows with guns. And she, she came out and said, what's going on, and they said they were asking for a person that, wasn't her. And she was saying that, yeah, I get mail for these people, from time to time, but they don't live here anymore. I just moved here. I've been living here for a year. So apparently these people were living there before her, around when all these loans and stuff like that was going on, 2020. And they didn't got out of Dodge. So I had people come in asking me, well, what about the unemployment fraud people? Well, I feel like that's a whole nother animal that the law enforcement got to deal with. I feel like it'll be something that's easy to catch people, but kind of hard at the same time, because, you had different selected states that was doing unemployment, their own different ways. Some states were issuing the funds by way of Visa cards. Some states were issuing the funds by way of, just sending it through people's bank account, but such as a state like California, I know they were doing it through visas, through putting them funds on different visas, and sending them to people's address. I feel like that'll be real easy to catch people. But what a lot of people don't know is that a lot of people that was doing fraud for unemployment for selected states, those people weren't from those states that were doing selected unemployment. They were using people that were from those states to do the unemployment fraud with. So I feel like it'll be easy to, you just press the address. That's all you gotta do. It's either the person had something to do with it or they didn't. Because a lot of people, this was happening, and this stuff was just showing up in people's mailboxes, and they ain't know nothing about it. Because people were just saying, oh, I got an address over here, I can send it to, I can send it there, woo. So people were just getting this stuff and not knowing. And some people were sending it back. I know a person I played baseball with in college. He had one sent to his house, and he said he ain't know nothing about what it was. He said he seen it, but he said he sent it back. You feel what I'm saying? He sent it back in the mail. So that was a loss on somebody's end, and I heard that, them Visa cards held up to $20,000, $40,000, $100,000, Well, actually, I'm lying. I think they held maybe like up to 20K a piece, I think. So that was a loss on somebody's end. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a whole nother animal for them to deal with. I think the PPP loans is enough, but this should just be tacking it on. So I heard people saying that they hired like 600,000 or 6,000 new agents to investigate this fraud or something like that. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but you know, I feel like that's about the number that they gonna need, possibly more, for what's really going on, because this gonna 10 years is gonna be the time frame, because it's gonna take that type of time. And with people with smaller funds, I feel like it'll be quicker, but they're gonna go after the big fish, I feel as though, first. The people that frauded the most money. Yeah, I feel like usually when it comes to Fed fraud, it's like anything over $250,000 that they really coming for. They pressing you for and giving you big time after. You know, people that's doing like 10K, 20K fraud or something like that, they probably get 3, 4, 5 years maybe, depending on, you know, it just don't matter. I don't know. It's different, you know. So many people doing it, and I feel like they finna really start throwing football numbers at people to really, you know, I guess put their foot down, so to speak, and let people know that they ain't bullshitting. But you know, you got people that was getting signed up for this that had no idea, and people finding out, you know, and that they had already been frauded, you know, for the unemployment through signing up for unemployment. Do nothing under the thumb of the mark of the beast. And the mark of the beast is these phones. What they say in the Bible about the mark of the beast is gonna be in your hand. A chip gonna be implanted in your hand and your head. And what we do with these phones, we got them in our hand and we got them in our head. And what we do with our kids, we chip them, give them the phone. And them being chipped is by them being programmed by way of the phone. And when you take that chip away, what they do? They go ape shit crazy, because they ain't got that chip to be programmed no more. So they out of whack. So that's what we're dealing with. You ain't going nowhere by rule of thumb of this beast, man. You're tracked everywhere. Visa card, cell phone, cars, no matter what. It's all tied in together.